What is up, guys? Welcome to what was supposed to be the 7th video of this channel, but it's now apparently the first me talking here. My name is Franco Torres and I'm the guy behind Creative Towers Media. I'm actually a guitarist, but I have started to go on this kind of photography and videography journey for the past year and a half. And I've been loving it so far. So this channel is basically me going through my experiences, with photography, videography, my client work, and different stuff that I do, both for me and for other people. And I'm gonna be reviewing gear. I'm gonna be going behind the scenes with different shoots and different works, and just overall my experience with all of this. Maybe giving tips of what has worked for me that could maybe work for someone else out there. But by no means am I someone who knows absolutely everything. I'm still learning with all of this, and I'm kind of recording my journey, learning and growing in this craft and becoming a better photographer and filmmaker. And today we're going to be talking about something really exciting, the RF 70-200 F4L, which is one of the newest and latest lenses by Canon, which is this little beauty right here. I'm gonna put some B-roll so you guys can see it and appreciate it. It's a beautiful lens, and this lens hood is just as beautiful. Let me just put it here real quick so you guys can see it with it on. This is of course the lens closed up. However, if you extend it, you get this whole thing, which is roughly the same size than the EF counterpart. However, I still think that this is slightly smaller. So let's talk a little bit about what it brings when you open the box. It brings this lens cap, the lens hood attached to the lens itself, and then you also get this kind of it's not mesh, it's more of like a suede slash leather material. So it's kind of like a carrying bag for it. I don't use it because I carry this on my on my bag or on the camera itself, but it's a cool thing to have. And let's go kind of over what the lens has itself, because it does have a few new things that the other lenses didn't have, and that's actually really cool. So let's check it out. So we basically have 5 different buttons over here, and of course 3 different dials. The first button itself is going to be a lock, so when you're at 70 mil you're going to be able to lock it so that the lens doesn't open up while you're walking or something. So then after that we have this button which is basically going to change the setting for the autofocus. So you have either full or 2.5 meters to infinity, which is supposed to be better when you're focusing on subjects that are farther away. Then we have a third button which is autofocus or manual focus. It's pretty standard. Then we have the stabilizer on or off. Then we also have the stabilizer mode. We have 3 actually. The one which is basically the for everything kind of setting. Then we have the second one, which is supposed to be better for panning shots. And then the third one is really interesting. The motor for the stabilizer is off up until you press the shutter button. When you press the shutter button, it kind of activates the stabilizer, so you take the shot stabilized. That's something really interesting. And let's look at the lens real quick, because I forgot to show it earlier. I mean, probably not on the B-roll, but look at that beauty. I mean, you can't see the inner little thing, but it's actually pretty interesting, because like the iris of the lens, I don't know if that's what it's called, is actually laying there, like turned off, just hanging around. Then when you connect it to the camera and turn it off with the stabilizing on, that little thing kind of just goes to the center and it just works, so if you do get it, don't think that it's busted, because it works like that. So yeah, this is the lens. Then if you open up, that's basically how long it's gonna be. It's not really that big. It's in fact, let's put it on the RP so you guys can maybe see it, how it looks. So this is what it looks with the EOS RP, and I mean, it just looks really, really cute. I don't know you, but this looks amazing. It's just so cute. The camera, I mean, this is a pretty big camera, obviously not compared to something like the EOS R, but it just looks really cool. And I'm looking forward to trying it with the RP, because I actually tried it with the EOS R, but I'm more than sure that the results on the EOS RP are gonna be just as good, you know, that they were with the EOS R. Of course, the EOS R does have a few more megapixels, but that aside, I know that it works great. So now going into the rest of the lens, we have 3 dials. The first one being the control ring, which you can customize. I have it set up to change the ISO. And then we have a second one, which would be the focus ring, and then we have the third one, which would be the zoom. So that's the one that you know, go from the 70 to 200, and it feels pretty smooth. I honestly love how it feels. It feels great. It's very light, extremely light, I may say. It's honestly such a cool looking and feeling, and like everything over here in this lens is just amazing. And of course, it's part of the L series, which is going to be dust and weather sealed, and you can honestly feel it when you put it on the lens. It just feels great, just as any other L series lens. I'm gonna stop talking for a moment and show you guys some examples, because I know that you want to see some examples. So let's go over there, and then I'll keep on going. So these are shots that I've been taking for the past 2 or 3 days. I did use it for video once, for a video that I already posted here on my channel, actually, the cinematic reel for the Honda Civic. But everything else is, you know, photography, and I am loving how it looks. I use it all the way from 70 to 200, you know, trying different lengths, and I honestly love how it looks, how it focuses, how it works. I have no regrets on buying it, and honestly, for what I do and, you know, for what I'm doing, F4 is more than enough. A lot of people say that F4 is not as good as 2.8, but I mean, it's just different. Maybe it's not as fast as 2.8 for certain things, but I can assure you it's more than enough for most of the things that you're gonna do out there. The depth of field is there. So, you know, in that focal length, you're not gonna have to worry about, you know, having or not that bokeh. It's gonna be there. I mean, at that length, it's gonna be there. Maybe on the 2.8, you're gonna notice it be a little bit different, maybe softer on some edges or something. But the F4 is just as good. Now, what do I not like about the lens? I think that the only thing that I don't like about it is the fact that I do not have a tripod collar. But I mean, it's just me nitpicking on something that I don't like about it. Everything else is just amazing. The picture quality, as you may have already seen, is freaking amazing. I shot all of this on the EOS R. It gave me no problem whatsoever with the focus or with anything. It works amazing. It works really, really great. And I'm really excited to have it in my kit. It kind of fills the gap that I had missing with my lenses. I have the 16 to 35 f2.8 EF, which is on camera right now. Have the 24 to 70 F4L, and now I finally have the 70 to 200 RF version, of course, F4L, which is, it's just amazing. RF glass is honestly another level type of stuff. It works really, really great, and it looks amazing. For video, it works really awesome too. The stabilizing works really, really well, especially talking about how far it actually goes and how stable the footage can actually get. The last video that I posted, which is the cinematic reel for the Honda Civic of my friend Fuki, there were a few shots that actually used this lens, and I mean, it worked really, really well. I am planning on using it more for, you know, for trying different stuff in video, maybe using the 80 something mil side of it to try to do some B-roll and try to do certain things that I would maybe, you know, want to do with that lens. Maybe use more of the 100 and the 135 kind of range to do some product and food photography, which I'm sure that it'll work just amazingly. as it's been doing so far. So that's my 2 cents on the RF 70-200 F4L. That's a really long name, but it's really worth it. I can assure you, you're gonna love it. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, please consider subscribing down below and helping me out on this journey. I actually also have another YouTube, so if you want to learn guitar, you can head over there. But yeah, if you want to support me on this channel, please consider subscribing, like down below, and comment what's your favorite thing about the lens, or what photo that you like more, or maybe even what you don't like about the lens and why you would rather go to the 2.8 or maybe even to the EF version. I would love to read what you guys think, and hopefully I'll see you guys on the next one.